4 months ago, you married the love of your life, and 4 months after, you are decapitated. Mental health versus demonic. Stay tuned. P, and if you are new here, welcome, and if you are old here, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about another episode of mental health versus demonic. For those of you who are new here, I'm Angel. I'm a mental health nurse practitioner working on my first NP job, which is in corrections, and it's interesting to say the least. So a lot of inmates, prisoners, talk a lot about hearing voices, which they refer to as demons, as well as when at the time of their crimes, demonic influences. So it just kind of further elaborated on some of the things that I had already been interested in and looking into prior to me getting this job. Prior to me working there, I had been exposed to a lot of books and other things regarding like spiritual warfare and the demonic stuff, the demonic influences over this world. And working in this prison is really got me believing all of it, as well as some of the things that are happening in the world today. Prior to me becoming a nurse practitioner, I always used to say stuff like, this cannot be mental health. Get this. A young girl, 21, and a young guy, 21, they meet each other, they all over Facebook, they fall in love, and then they get married in October of last year, October 2021. And then within those 4 months, it has been reported that police had to be called out to the place that they were living, which was in the back of, I believe it was the husband's parents' house. They had a back house and they were living in there. They go in there because the son comes in one day, he's acting kind of strange, and they go out to the back house and finds the wife, lower part of her body. He had stabbed her up with a kitchen knife, and they couldn't find the head. He decapitated her 4 months after them being married. Now, can you tell me that we're going to go with mental health with this? Now, I'm going to be honest. The age range for people to really start experiencing like psychosis, which is when you could potentially be having delusions, you could be seeing things, you could hear things, is between 18 and 25. Obviously, it's not written in stone, but that's the age range that's documented. He was 21. He had been having some disturbances at the house. The police came. We don't know what those disturbances were. So we could say maybe he had his first psychotic break. Maybe he started experiencing some psychosis. He does fall into the age range of experiencing your first psychotic episode, if that, something that's going to happen to you in life. But even if that was happening, I am still going with demonic. He decapitated her. Do you know how sick, or actually, it's not how sick you are. It's a straight demon in you. Like, end of story. It's a demon in you. For you to be able to decapitate somebody that you love with a kitchen knife, it's demonic. It was straight up demonic. This is not mental health. He may have, like I said, has started experiencing some psychosis. I don't know that for sure because it hasn't come out. But come on. It's a demon took over this kid. A demon took over him. That's the only thing that makes sense. Not to mention, after he decapitated her head, he goes to a convenience store or a gas station and gets a beer that he didn't pay for. He just got the beer, walked past the register, popped it open, and stood outside and drank the beer. Come on. The demon was still there. The demon wanted to drink, but that wasn't him. And then he admitted to it. He admitted that he did it. So guess what? The demon not necessarily got to be there with him no more. He might be, because the ultimate goal for these demons is to get you to kill yourself or ruin your life. he ruined his life by decapitating his wife of 4 months. They were still newlyweds. But the demon, if there's an opportunity where the demon feel like he could just go get you to commit suicide, he'll go for it. Or he'll just torment you the rest of your life. He's 21 years old. He got a whole life ahead of him. In prison at this point, but a demon can still torment you while you're in prison, because I am watching it every day. I watch patients that are tormented every day. They are on the medications of medications. In fact, they have so many medications that have been tried and failed. The medications that supposedly will fix it, just they're failing. And I think it's because we're not treating a person with, there's a demon inside of them. So your husband kills you. Not only does he kill you, he decapitates you. Take your neck off of your body, and we're going to call this mental health? Now, what throws me about stuff like this in the media is the commenters under the blogs and stuff like, oh, y'all need to check on y'all people. Mental health is real. It is. Mental health is very real. But I want to bring awareness that y'all need to start looking outside of mental health when you see stuff like this happening. Open your eyes. This is demonic, straight up demonic. Imagine that you have a kid, somebody that's 19 or 20 or younger, and they're dealing with some mental health illness of hearing voices or something like that. They haven't told anybody yet because they're scared. But they go to social media and Google and all this stuff, and they get led to these posts where people are in the comments saying people be hearing voices and they got schizophrenia and they bipolar, and like, you're getting scared because you know that you're hearing voices, you know that you might be seeing things, and now you might be thinking like, am I capable of this? Can I cut somebody's head off because I have a mental health illness? Again, my personal belief is that even schizophrenic, schizoaffective people, I don't believe it's mental health when they decapitate people. And, I've heard stories. I am going to find this one story from the pandemic, and it was so upsetting to watch people call this mental health when clearly it was demonic nature. I'll try to find that one. But we got to start using discernment and stop calling everything mental health, because everything is not mental health. Y'all need to get in touch with the spiritual warfare going on out here and the demonic influences over this world. The demons are running wild out here. And this is not your family member that's doing this stuff. This is not your family member that is killing, people in these gruesome ways. This is not your family member that's, a lot of this stuff, it's not your loved ones. If you are somebody who has a loved one that did something like that, it's not them. It's a demon. The reason you can't believe it's them, because it's not. The reason you can't believe that they were capable of something like that, because they weren't. The devil just will find a way, and he'll use it and take advantage and ruin your life and ruin your family's life and everybody who love you. You live a life thinking my son or daughter or whoever cut somebody's head off. It's not your child. It's not your cousin, your brother, your sister, your loved one. It's not. So that's today's episode of Mental Health versus Demonic. This was definitely a demonic attack. If you are new here and I want you to stay here, it's Angel the Psych MP. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Ciao.